Well, it's certainly been damp and dreary over the last 48 hours, and for some, even a bit snowy. Let's go over some of the rain totals we saw since Tuesday. Now, this is radar estimated, but you can really see this cluster of yellows popping out in parts of New Haven and Middlesex counties. That's where we've actually had quite a few reports at or above 2 inches. Most of the rest of Connecticut in the 1 to 2 inch range. Here are some of the highest totals: over 2.5 inches in Westbrook, 2.25 inches in Prospect and Mystic, just under that in Higganum, Milford, and Stonington. This is all storm total. So this is since those first showers began all the way back on Tuesday. Some impressive wind gusts, especially along the shoreline. Greenwich 64 miles an hour. Stamford and Norwalk both gusted to over 60 miles an hour as well. Bridgeport 56, Groton and Kent 52, 48 in Willimantic, 38 in New Haven. So it was certainly windy out there, and it remains breezy outside. The flood warning for the Connecticut River is because at the Middle Haddam gauge, we've actually reached the minor flood stage yet again. It's expected to go back below flood stage later this evening, but this could cause some minor issues, especially in some of the lower lying areas like 17A in Portland, and then south toward Middle Haddam and all the way to Long Island Sound in Old Saybrook. Here's First Alert Futurecast showing maybe some spotty showers later this afternoon, but then we start to gradually dry things out. We begin the day tomorrow with maybe even a few breaks of sun, but otherwise continued cloudy in the afternoon with these pop-up showers. Pretty isolated in nature, very low impact before we dry out a bit more heading into the start of the weekend. Here's a live look in our iCam in Torrington. On some of the rooftops, we can still see some of the snow. The Naugatuck River not rushing too badly, but we're also beginning to see some dry pavement on some of the parking lots. Here's our iCam right now in Middletown. Visibility not great on this particular camera. We're still dealing with rain on the camera lens itself. And here's our iCam in New Haven, where things are beginning to dry out a bit. Winds are out of the north at 20 miles an hour sustained. Connecticut's only live radar still zoomed in on these remaining snow showers. Again, Stafford to Tolland, Ellington, Vernon, and even into Manchester, we still have some snow falling right now. But this is all tapering off with improvements expected over the next hour. Temperatures statewide are at or above freezing, but it feels chillier out there given the sustained winds. More like the 20s in parts of northwestern and northeastern Connecticut. Look at that, 25 in Torrington, Salisbury, and Putnam. Bundle up, feels like 32 in Hartford right now, 34 in New Haven, and 36 in Groton. For the remainder of the afternoon and this evening, we expect temperatures to hold steady right around 40 degrees or so before dropping into the 30s overnight tonight. And if you have to clean up branches or anything like that, tomorrow morning you might have a brief window, but then we bring the clouds and those spotty showers back. So tonight we're in the 30s, perhaps a couple of isolated slick spots and untreated surfaces in the northwestern and northeastern parts of our state. Most of our snow totals were in the 1 to 2 inch range coming out of the northwestern hills. By Friday, isolated showers tomorrow, breezy still, and then Saturday we're going optimistically dry. Sunday we expect temperatures back into the 50s, and then all eyes are on Monday for the Great American Eclipse. This all begins around 2:13 for us. That's when the partial eclipse will start. We reach our max at 3:27, 92.9% coverage, and then the partial eclipse will wrap up at 4:37. And we still, over the last several days, have been watching models sort of go back and forth here. The European model is trying to show a little bit more in the way of cloud cover. The American model more consistently bright and dry. We're forecasting mostly sunny skies, so we should actually have some pretty good viewing conditions. And not only that, it'll be comfortable to be outside. 59 at the shoreline, 64 inland, and we'll keep 60s inland through the middle of next week with increasing clouds next Wednesday. Kara at the shoreline, upper 50s, more typical of what you might expect in April.
Okay, Mike.